very powerful voices in this whole movement. And you're both in 5D. You're both followed by your heart space. And that's why I'm supporting you, is because these are the people that I want to be with, creating this new earth together. And we're uniting, we're coming together exactly as we're guided to. So let's keep doing this. This is a grounded work. This is really useful. Mars, this is your time.
Wow. Thank you for holding the space. Thank you for bringing us together. Three of us who are on this call, we have some shared context, but not everyone has all these pieces of the puzzle yet. So I will do my best to weave these different threads, bearing in mind that this is a mass media communication, which is not just three of us, the front runners of the movement, this boom, tip of the spear pushing the limits. We are here to spread some memes, spread some ideas. And I was actually massively inspired by the opening quote to this event, simply because I love this quote as well. It's, of course, it always starts with a few people who are very committed. It always starts with few people who are willing to risk their freedom, risk their lives. Gandhi, Mandela, Luther King, they were all, the enemies of the state. Were breaking the law. So I completely vibe with this quote. And when I received an invitation to share some stuff, of course, hell yeah, full alignment. So obligatory warning, there will be a couple of tangents, couple of different threads, couple of different stories weaving together, but it will come into main final point. And naturally, keep your mind open. These are some stories, some observations, some hypotheses, some, the current science currently doesn't know for sure, but let's keep the mind open. Let's enjoy the experience. Let's enjoy some good memes, good stories. Let's have an experience. See this as an artistic performance. I am this performer, stage performer. The stage is mine, so I am, navigating the attention, making sure that the audience is happy. And yeah, it's a little bit about me. This is very rare to say that someone has 10 years of experience in the network states, but when you account for BitNation, eStonia, Liberland, I can legitimately say 10 years of experience. There are not many guys like this. And on top of that, I enjoy hacker mindset, breaking rules for fun and profit. For me, being a hacker is not like a guy sitting in the basement. Hacker as in, more like a social engineering, more of a little mischief and trickster. And these are the couple of projects I've been involved. Planetary Council, Independent Tribunal, because if we create a new network states and we have a new legal system, who is disputing the contracts? Like, how do we do a dispute resolution? So these are all my projects. And this passport that you see on the screen, a network state genesis, I was already thinking about these lines for a long time. And then the Balaji posted the manifesto on his blog. So I was ready, like, oh, OMG, this guy put into writing exactly what was already out there. So I was very quick to move, and I think this is the very first network state ever. In terms of where we are in the history of humanity, I will start with something optimistic. We need to define the problem well, because problem well defined is a problem half solved. And this is actually from the Davos and the World Economic Forum, where we are. It is the global risk report. There are so many things interconnected, starting with the societal polarization, because if we cannot agree what is real, and by the way, Natalia mentioned today is a very important day, 20 of January 2025, which is the inauguration of the President Trump for the second time, which is a big thing. And there is also first day of a Davos week. It's like all the prime ministers, head of states, big important CEOs coming together. And I actually decided I will have a Davos week at home. I thought that going to Switzerland to freezing temperatures is probably difficult and not cheap and very energy intensive, but I can apply the same mindset of business, connection and networking while staying at home. So Davos is starting today, and this slide comes from a global risk report that showcases how these different part of the meta crisis are interconnected. And this is my visualization of the meta crisis. There are just multiple problems. One problem is making another problem even worse. So in terms of a climate, I would say that very few people have a end-to-end understanding of the climate, of the food system, energy system, supply chain. We constantly discover new interdependencies. So I am very concerned about the climate, and that's why I am currently in the regenerative eco-village, because, well, if you have a belief in something happening, you better protect yourself. So I'm very grateful and privileged that I can be in my current location. And the meta crisis is seriously no joke. But look, radical change is possible. We can build a better system. This is a very famous quote by Buckminster Fuller, that us here, we are literally building the better system. And this is exactly what I do, building an entire full stack civilization. And I think that it starts with the culture, like making a culture, a media, entertainment, law, dispute resolution, healthcare, energy. Like this is exactly how I spend my entire days, chatting with the AI, chatting with my smart friends, feeding one AI into another AI to have a more diverse point of views, seeing all these interdependencies. So this is my favorite topic of conversations: building entire civilization from scratch, building a better system. And this is the technique that I am applying. And this is not a rocket science. This is just imagine the future you want to accomplish, which is, in this case, infinite abundance, prosperous civilization. And then, backcasting, reverse engineer from the end goal. And this is another funny term that I've discovered: prophetic perfect tense, that is used in the Bible when you are so certain about the positive outcome that you can just use, it's happening, we are doing this. It starts from a group of very committed people who are pushing the limits, and I'm just, spreading the joy, spreading the good vibes. So in terms of my role as well, like who am I, what I do, this full stack civilization, but also I'm embodying a certain mindset, a certain archetype. I mentioned about being a hacker, someone who is resourceful, who thinks outside of the box, and this type of characters exist in every single culture. Trickster, Heyoka, Loki, every single culture had some spirit, some gnomes, fairies, dwarves, witches, druids, Celtics. I mean, all this mysterious element, it exists. Even though now we live in the rationality, but rationality in itself is irrational. Because if you assume that you know everything, it is like saying that you discovered all the secrets to life and universe, but reality has always something unexpected. And map is not the territory. Sometimes being the observer affects the experiment. So in the grand scheme of things, I think there's always an element of, I call it a triple M: mystery, mischief, and magic. There is always some place for something unexplainable. And in this moment in time, I am acting in this in this capacity. I have a mandate to say, okay, let's cause some mischief, let's change the course of the history on this very F-word important day, 20th of January, 2025, Trump inauguration, first day of Davos. This is like, wow. This is a facepalm warning, because if you are watching this time capsule, let's do a proactive facepalm. Because I honestly do not know all the mysteries of the pyramids. This is something that you look on the picture, you feel the energy, and there is still so much mystery about these structures. Like, I admit, it causes my curiosity. It makes me question, how is that even possible? These guys, Stonehenge in England, it also makes me question and wonder, like, how did they do it? The guys with the sticks, the guys with, I don't know, some very primitive tools, and where did they get the materials? It is such a out of this world structure that it makes me think. This is also a little bit of a mystery, because this stone is like 900 tons, and I'm not sure if these days we have a technology to move it around. So this is clearly an evidence that we do not know everything on this planet. Like, there is still some elements of mystery. Here, some very intricate and precise work, not easy to accomplish using the bunch of sticks. There is some serious engineering going on. This is something between India and Sri Lanka. Like, sometimes I'm, browsing Google Street View or Google Earth, and this connection is very like, did someone put this bridge between two countries? Of course, no official version. There are some speculation, but this is something that basically makes me think, makes me question, sparks my curiosity. And the same with this. No conclusive evidence. This is, theories, hypothesis. But there are not many natural mountains that have such a flat surface. It looks exactly like a landing gear. And I'm actually hoping that by feeding you these ideas, Natalia, you had in your bio, I am someone who is feeding the AI. So I thought, yes, that is a great meme. This is also me feeding AI certain ideas. And look, I think that the singularity already occurred. I think that the singularity occurred, but it's not evenly distributed. The certain memes and ideas are spreading. And I think that when you have a big imagination, when you have imagination and dreams, and you just think about the possible outcomes, there is this additional realm of, triple M, mystery, mischief, and magic. And I'm actually hoping that being in this moment right now, just by sharing certain ideas, I can influence the course of the humanity, course of the planet Earth, course of the conscious life in the universe. Because, hey, just because I'm here in this 3D at this point in time, when time is the fourth dimension, there is also higher dimensional version of me that is connected directly to the fabric of the universe. Like, I am in the high energy space right now, and here I see, wow, everything is in a perfect and divine order. So me vibing and flowing with the universe, and having this genuine belief that my actions, my energy, I am net positive for the environment, okay? I'm definitely adding value. I'm doing everything possible to make change. And this is something I've discovered through, I've lost the count. I estimate more than 100 psychedelic trips, including LSD, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, different other substances that change the structure of my brain. I totally advocate ending war on drugs. This is war on drugs is a complete separate subject, but let me make a point that it was during a war in Vietnam. There was a peaceful movement, make love, not war. So how do you enable war in Vietnam to continue? Okay, let's arrest people who are protesting against war. What's the easiest way? Okay, let's just make cannabis illegal. And then when you add some private prison system, for profit, you've got a low-cost customer acquisition with large lifetime value. Like all the people who were incarcerated for some non-violent crimes, for possession of some mind-enhancing substance, this is just complete bollocks. However, of course, consult your doctor, consult your lawyer, not a legal advice, not a financial advice, but rewiring your brain. Sometimes when I was in this heightened state of awareness, when some of my parts of the brain are shutting down while others are activating, I was very conscious to train my neuroplasticity. I'm also very conscious to use my left arm as much as I can, simply because to activate the full potential of my brain. And even though I have a certain age, I actually love my age. I love the gray hair in my beard because it showcases some age and wisdom that comes with age. I love my age, but actually I like also staying young, fit and healthy, always growing, always expanding. So in terms of the neuroplasticity and neurogenesis, there is this theory that junk DNA, that, this is just a junk DNA, we just do not know what is the function of it. And I think that the junk DNA is a very misleading term. It should be, DNA that we do not know the function. And I think that the function is to actually connect with your intuition, telepathy, be connected with the energy, with the vibe, with the frequency, harmony of the universe. I'm lacking words because in English we do not talk about being connected with the structure of the universe. So my vocabulary is missing. But sometimes you can just see, okay, that there's more to reality than meets the eye. And when you are in a, balanced, when you are balanced and connected, the life becomes a play, it becomes a dance, it becomes a joy, it becomes something magical. So empowering human technology, everyone starts somewhere, everyone has their own starting baseline. I'm stating openly, I had 10 years of experience with network states, starting with BitNation, Liberland, Estonia, and I also have a starting baseline of multiple experiences that makes me a little bit more experienced, and I also have this courage and audacity to talk openly about ending war on drugs, because there is a very thin line between madman and a genius. And the difference is success. The madman is in some mental asylum, and the genius is actually spreading the memes. I'm actually hoping that I'm on the side of genius. However, the amount of people who call me, a little bit crazy, well, crazy but not dangerous. There is a science to this madness, and sometimes having some good vibey flow. When you have a good sense of humor, it helps deliver a message. So this slide is about the geopolitics. I'm not expecting you to read from the slides, but this is just showcases a couple of points where we are in the history. We have the Churchill, Roosevelt, and Stalin from the Yalta Conference when they were partitioning the world. We have this percentage agreement when, again, some diplomats were deciding on the spheres of the influence. We have the Western betrayal because, by the way, I am from Poland. My accent is coming from Poland. I have some, general info about the Polish history. So Polish people, they didn't want to be a satellite state of the Soviet Union. Polish people wanted to have a full-on prosperous, free market economy, but we were part of the communist bloc. And it is called Western betrayal because Polish people were hoping to become the part of the free world. And we have a couple of other historical precedents. On the left-hand side, we have the Durand line between Afghanistan and Pakistan that is causing disturbances till this day. It happened in the 1800s, but yeah, some guys write line on the map 100 years ago, and we have the consequences till this day. We also have this agreement that divided the Middle East, Sykes-Picot Agreement, and now the Middle East is also in conflict because it was insensitive to local culture, insensitive to religions, insensitive to the tribes. So I think that the world is so ready for change. Like we are in this phase of the humanity where we need to rewrite some lines on the map. And many countries becoming independent from the United Kingdom, and some referendum, Quebec, Scotland, a division of Californias into multiple states. So there are times of history then change happens where we rewrite some lines on the map, and I just thought, okay, I have one life. Like this is me on this planet with this ability, with this insights, with this energy. So what would I rather do? Whether I should be, say, a doctor saving lives, have some impact, or be a bus driver making impact this way? I thought, no, I can become this guy who is sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, explaining difficult concepts in simple terms. In fact, just working on these slides and preparing, getting myself into the flow was like probably the best use of my energy, best use of my time. I really enjoyed the process. And this is the last slide. This is the last slide. I'm wrapping up. I am not allergic to money. If you want to buy multi-planetary passport, Network State Genesis, there is a QR code. You should also visit the links, visit the websites. And once again, thank you for organizing. Today is such a remarkable date, one of the most important dates in the modern history of humanity, and here we are. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks, Mars. Tell me what's your current focus on? You are on the location at this regenerative farm that is crypto-friendly. What is your focus in day to day? Are you still attending these conferences, events? Are you focusing more on the local development? Is online that is a place where you spend your time a lot? Where's the balance between the offline, online, more of a personal life of Mars?
Thank you that you mentioned that. This is a beautiful regenerative place. It's called Traditional Dream Factory, TDF. And it is internet famous in certain circles. TDF is a three-letter agency. You don't tell the full names, but I will share it. Traditional Dream Factory, and here community is amazing. People are amazing. Food is amazing. Behind me, you see the industrial walls. I'm actually working with painting. Making it fresh, making it look good, making it look modern, and my social media time decreased a lot. When you have super cool, smart people around you, and you have community meals, when you cook together, when you eat together, when you sit by the table, like I'm not even tempted to go on social media. Like, why would I go on the phone? And yeah, I wasn't checking emails recently because I'm just happy here. I think it is a happy place because people who decide to live here, they are here for a reason. It's not a prison, it's not a jail, it's not a penalty. It's more of a gift and privilege to be here. And in my personal life, well, this is a cheeky, playful, flirtatious joke. I'm looking for a lady. I'm looking for someone to connect, to do workouts, to get physical. I think that's legit.
Yeah. Mars is the top of the top in terms of, masculine, divine, all the things that the women are interested in. So go on, people watching, vouching for you, Marcita.
Of course, it
Tell
is the,
me,
can I say, it's a cosmic, divine, unstoppable force of creation connected to the source, master manifestor. It's like, yeah, we're talking about being connected to the structure of the universe, traveling back in time. So it's part of this full package, but it's also being grounded, like talking these things with not as some crazy dude, but being in full confidence that these are theories. Okay, maybe there is no scientific evidence, but the science is always lagging behind, and rationality in itself is irrational. So, thank you.
Mars, tell me a little bit about your dispute resolutions ideas. We connected a lot on Clara's calls,
Oh,
weekly Clara's dev calls on Mondays. And since then, how you start to really think about going more independent from what Clara's does into independent tribunal. Tell us about it.
yes, 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 yes. Well, I love Claros. I mean, they are great people and great product, but sometimes I think they are not aligned with the market. Like, it's not enough to build a great algorithm. Hey, you are a genius. You developed a free energy recipe, right? But you also need to have some marketing genius. You also need to have, yeah, go-to-market, scalability, real-life use cases. So I've been in Claros since even before they launched. Like I was reviewing their white paper, I found some bugs in their ICO smart contract. Even before they started, I was there from day minus 100. So I wanted to really work with them. I really wanted to get a job with Claros. I wanted to support them in mixed capacity, but they just, I don't know, just it didn't work out for some reason. And independent tribunal, I would call it, is using the best algorithm of Claros, the Claros protocol, where basically majority decides, which is quite common in democracy or in a jury or in a Supreme Court. You have 9 judges of the Supreme Court, and they are effectively voting. Sometimes there is a split decision, 5-4. So doing majority decides is nothing controversial. And sometimes I wanted to measure what is a common sense. Like sometimes because of my character, because of my energy, because of my vibe, getting myself into trouble for fun and profit. And then I thought, well, no, but maybe I was right. Maybe it was my side of the story, because there was the reason number A, reason number B, and who decides what is real? Who decides which version of the reality is actionable? So I was thinking about the independent tribunal as an institution similar to Orwell and the Ministry of Truth that decides what is real. And I was also thinking about designing, I call it singularity, designing online singularity where, for example, Elon Musk, he is quite active on social media. So I was thinking, okay, Elon Musk calls Obama and Trump and Beyonce and Madonna and Rolling Stones and Mr. Beast, and we just get a bunch of influencers, the CNN, BBC breaking news. And I was thinking, okay, like we can do it with these influencers. Cristiano Ronaldo, he recently posted on Instagram that I have 1 billion followers. So if one guy, Cristiano Ronaldo, has 1 billion followers, so we can add Messi, Michael Jordan, we can make a big event, and wow, that is one of the options. Another option that will surely get some clicks, get some press, if Russia and Ukraine and Palestine and Israel, let's just have a roundtable meeting, everyone shakes hands, we have a global peace. That would be phenomenal. That would unify the humanity. That would become a big, epic, memorable date. Another big event in the history of humanity could be landing on Mars, like a human human going to Mars, which is doesn't happen very often. It's like happens once in a history of a civilization. So us being here, where we are with the climate, humanity going to Mars, AI singularity that probably already happened, but it's not evenly distributed. I'm just so happy. And this is also a funny point. Happiness can be infectious. You can build a habit of being happy. You can build a habit of being miserable. For example, being depressed. I was there, done that. Being depressed is not fun, but I knew at the age of 27, 28, 29 is not a good time to die, because statistically speaking, I have more life ahead and it would be, waste of resources. So in the morning, let's make it till the evening. In the evening, let's make it through the night. So being unhappy can be a habit, and also being happy is also a habit. And I will tell you a nice little trick that I did for snoozing, because now it's the middle of the winter, it's cold and dark. I actually allow myself one snooze per day, because I can get this joyful, warm and cozy bed just for a few minutes, but then there is the satisfaction from accomplishing things. So I allow myself best of both worlds, just like a cheat meal from time to time. So I still some snoozing, but also the power and energy for action.
Okay, Mars, thank you. Money from the future now. A little bit about it, but not much. We spoke about it. It's a little bit out there. What's the difference between the money from the future and crypto?